Transformers is an ongoing comic series from Skybound Entertainment that debuted in 2023. This is the first Transformers series released by Skybound and features Spike Witwicky and his girlfriend Carly as they discover the Autobot spacecraft, the Ark, just as the Autobots and Decepticons are reactivated. As the Cybertronian civil war resumes on Earth and humanity is forced to reckon with alien invaders, Optimus Prime and his few remaining troops must band together to protect this new world and its people from the Decepticon threat. So let's take a look at issue number 1. Spike Witwicky enters a dimly lit bar and finds his father Sparky Witwicky asleep at the counter. Concerned, Spike asks how long Sparky has been there. Danny, the bartender, casually replies that it's been since noon. Sparky stirs and notices Spike is holding his brother Jimmy's old telescope. Spike explains that he and Carly were planning to go to Hangers Rock to watch the full moon, as it helps him feel connected to Jimmy. Sparky dismisses the sentiment, suggesting it's better to forget. Spike, clearly hurt, snaps back, insisting he won't end up like Jimmy. Their tense exchange is interrupted when Sparky's coworker Davey arrives to pick him up for their shift. Sparky, trying to offer some fatherly advice, tells Spike he needs to grow up eventually. Full of anger, Spike retorts by asking if that means becoming like his father. As Sparky and Davey leave, Carly pulls up in her van to take Spike to Hangers Rock. She comforts him, suggesting they escape reality by pretending they're on another planet. At Hangers Rock, Spike and Carly climb the mountain, seeking a perfect spot to stargaze. As they talk, Spike reveals he's been accepted to the University of California, Berkeley, and wants to follow in Jimmy's footsteps by becoming an astronaut. But he's hesitant to share the news with his father, still haunted by Jimmy's death. Carly shares her struggles with getting into art school, as financial barriers stand in her way. Holding Spike's hand, she expresses sympathy for his family troubles. Just as they begin to grow closer, the ground beneath them trembles. An earthquake splits the mountain, sending them tumbling into the depths below. Spike and Carly recover inside a massive circular chamber, the booster of a colossal spacecraft. Spike, intrigued, explores further and stumbles upon the mangled remains of enormous robots within the control room. Suddenly, Jetfire enters the spacecraft, transforming from his jet mode. Grateful to have found his fallen comrades, he activates Teletran 1, the ship's computer, to repair and revive the Cybertronians, granting them new forms based on Earth vehicles. The first to be revived is Starscream. Jetfire, pleased to see his old friend after centuries, warmly greets him. Starscream, however, has no such sentiment. He immediately thanks Jetfire for reviving him, before ruthlessly blasting Bumblebee's head off. Jetfire tries to stop him, unaware that a brutal war has raged between their people for 100 years. Starscream, now seeing Jetfire as weak, turns his weapons on him. Just as Starscream prepares to kill Jazz, a newly reconstructed Optimus Prime intervenes. Optimus and Starscream engage in a fierce battle. Amidst the chaos, Prime notices Spike and Carly and instinctively shields them from Starscream's attacks. Ratchet arrives just in time to assist, while Teletran 1 revives Skywarp. Realizing the computer is bringing back the Decepticons, Starscream orders Skywarp to gather their forces. Optimus, understanding the Decepticons will soon outnumber them, orders a retreat. Ratchet loads the injured Autobots into Prime's trailer, while Optimus tries to hold off their enemies. As he reaches for his ion blaster, Soundwave's cannon fire intercepts him, sending him crashing down. Seeing Bumblebee's remains, Optimus is overwhelmed with grief. But Spike and Carly rush to his side, handing him his blaster. With their help, he regains his strength and fights back. With no other option, Optimus fires at Teletran 1, destroying the computer and preventing further Decepticon revivals. As the ship's systems explode, Optimus grabs Carly and Spike, and he and Ratchet transform, driving out of the Ark with Starscream and Skywarp in hot pursuit. Jetfire, regaining consciousness, follows them and engages Starscream, deeply conflicted. In the skirmish, Starscream severely wounds Jetfire. Fortunately for the Autobots, Skywarp's energon reserves are nearly depleted, forcing the Decepticons to retreat. The Autobots take refuge in an abandoned quarry. As his life fades, Jetfire apologizes to Optimus, lamenting how much has changed since he left Cybertron to save it. Optimus tries to use the Matrix of Leadership to heal him, but Ratchet informs him that Jetfire's injuries are too severe. Holding his old friend's hand, Optimus watches as Jetfire goes offline, filled with regret over his failure. Back in the Ark, Soundwave reports to Starscream that Teletran 1 is beyond repair due to their lack of energon and resources. Until it's fixed, they will remain the only Decepticons on Earth. Soundwave has already sent Laserbeak to scout for energon, but the task of harvesting it falls to Starscream, who reluctantly accepts his new role as Decepticon Leader. Meanwhile, Davy and Sparky finish their shift at the nearby power plant. Davy tries to discuss Sparky's recent struggles, but they're interrupted by the sudden arrival of Starscream, frustrated that he has to do the dirty work. The two men attempt to flee, but Starscream quickly spots them. Sparky hides inside the plant, while Davy is snatched up by the towering robot. With a cruel smile, Starscream crushes Davy in his hand, mocking how weak and insignificant the humans are. This first issue absolutely blew me away. I had this series recommended to me by a couple different friends who were really adamant that because I was a Transformers fan, I should definitely check this out, and I'm glad that I did. It's nice to see some familiar faces. Of course, the Transformers characters are always going to be there, but it's nice to see that they even included Spike and Sparky and even Carly into this story. And don't get me started with Davy. His death had to be one of the most gruesome that I've seen within a Transformers comic in a while. But on the plus side, this just shows us that Skybound isn't afraid to get a little bit edgy or even dark within this series. But let me know in the comments what you guys thought of this issue. Don't forget to like this video and sub to the channel for more. And stay tuned for my breakdown and review of Transformers issue number 2. I'll see you guys next time.